shirt for a game or two, but you do definitely, I think you need that depth to go far.
Yeah, I can see some of the other schools. I see Brandeis over there ready to set up and enjoy the game. I would assume Brandeis is setting up because they might be playing on here afterwards.
Yes, they play next.
Next game is going to be Mizzou Brandeis here on the same pitch. And I believe we'll be commentating that one as well, won't we?
Yes, we will.
We have a list of numbers and names from each school, but we don't have pronunciation, so I'm sorry if we end up butchering some of these names. We're out here doing our best, and looks like we're about to get it going here soon. I always love this ref. Seems like he puts on a show, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Professional.
That's the best part about this.
And he's wearing cleats I used to have.
Like, everyone has the ref shirt on. Everyone just looks professional.
Oh, yeah, it looks nice. It's a real Sparty. Oh. Is that it? Golden Gophers with the quad ball.
Taking the setup on offense, taking a slower approach.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to set up with, they're going to overload or left, it seems. While switching back and forth up top.
Michigan State coming out of the trees. Like
immediately cuts through. Good pass. Looks like the ball's a little slippery. Will she get there? Beat out. And it is now Michigan State's ball.
Yeah, so on that one, it was a great rush out there by the Michigan State keeper to kind of rattle the Minnesota ball carrier.
Yeah, and apply some pressure to make it to where he has to make that sort of erratic pass. And it forces that chaser that was on the other wing to basically make a perfect play in order to get that before the beaters arrive. And so, in turn, the beaters are applying pressure as well. So, moving it up top. Looks like Minnesota's going for a pretty big press on these players, but it looks like they've dealt with this before. They're sticking close to each other. The beaters coming in to sort of clean up.
Yeah, what seemed interesting is that Michigan State was advancing without their beaters.
Oh yeah, they were, weren't they?
Kind of went ahead of them. And
oh, big hit! Wow, that was a big hit by Minnesota. I love to see it. Beaters coming in to attack, but Michigan State picks it back up. A little bit of net contact there, and it looks like it's going to go back to Michigan State.
Yeah, I think that might be a card there.
Yeah. It is definitely a card for number 58. That is. Oh gosh, sorry, I was looking at the wrong name. Looks like we don't have it on here. Unfortunate. I definitely see his last name on his jersey over there, but James Williams, you say?
James Williams.
First card of the tournament, maybe?
Yeah, probably. Considering most of these games probably just started.
Yeah. Okay, we just got a list of names, pronunciations, and pronouns, and so we should be able to give you a little more quality of commentary. It also looks like Michigan State, they got their first goal of the game. We were being hand paperwork, so we didn't get to catch it, unfortunately, but it was a good goal.
Yeah, they took the power play, it looks like. And I mean, that's what you got to do. It's hard when you're not able to score off of a player down.
Yeah, absolutely. It looks like they know when to take, that advantage, which is good. Pressed by the beaters, good press, and a cleanup by the Michigan State. Oh, wow, what a tackle on a beater. That was amazing. Looks like they're going to be going in. Great pass, great goal by number 98.
Brian Flake.
We had some spectators walking in front of us. Yep, Ryan Fleahy.
And a great
they had a great goal there.
Ethan Lanis.
Honestly, I can tell that you can already kind of see the chemistry of Michigan a little bit more than Minnesota. It looks like they don't want to make as many passes. Great tackle by Ethan once again. Great physicality and forcing a goal. Oh, and a great cleanup on the backside by Minnesota chaser.
Anna Nelson.
That was a great cleanup right there. Love to see it.
But besides that last finish right there, it seemed as though that Michigan State's defense is working pretty well, running that trees defense. Minnesota seems to be a little shot happy in the beginning.
Yeah, I think that they're trying to start out with intensity, right? And I think that's what you have to do, especially at a big tournament like this, to the point where great pressure up top causes number 22 to lose the ball a little bit, but they do recover. Oh, turnover by
Minnesota beaters are really breaking up that play.
Our ref is making sure that there is no shot that you get a pass off after you're beat.
Which is fair.
So to be clear, that turnover was because he had been beaten and then made the pass, and so that was a Michigan turnover to Minnesota. See, it looks like Minnesota's passing around now. Oh, honestly, thought that was a great attempt there.
And I think he just got beat.
Yeah, it didn't result in the goal, but I think that if they keep looking for that, that might be what ends up taking them somewhere.
I mean, for the most part, it's been a pretty close game. It's been a game about who's going to hit you and hit you harder. And right now, it's been Michigan State.
Michigan State's keeper is a hitter. I've enjoyed watching him so far.
Number 58 on Minnesota is right there with him.
Can we just talk about Michigan has great positioning. They're moving around and getting ready to, especially that back chaser over there behind the hoops. She just keeps making sure that there's always a spot for her, or she's always in the right spot in order to make that. Ooh, good wrap attempt. But she's always in the right spot back there to make sure that they do have that cross pass if they need it. And the right amount of hustle for it too. Great passing. Oh wow! What a tap! Number 22 is just taking out this chaser. He is seeing this guy well. That's Ethan Wanis. Looks like he's one of their captains. There's an asterisk on our sheet, so that's what I would assume.
Great stop, Ethan Wanis.
Man, he can ball. Oh, a little bit of back tackle right there, and I don't even think she had the ball. Oh no. I think there's a little bit of an injury on the field. Maybe just an unfortunate fall. She does seem to be getting up, but there was a card there.
Definitely. Overall, just a very physical start.
Oh yeah. I think that the thing Michigan State's doing with their physicality that is edging out Minnesota's is their physicality is a lot more careful, it seems, and they're taking their time on offense and they're taking their time on defense to read the other team's offense, and so they're making those safe tackles that don't result in cards and just keep people safe. Looks like we got a sub for Ethan Wanis.
Minnesota with a player in the box right now.
So
let's see if Michigan State can take advantage.
I mean, we've seen them take advantage of that before. Let's see them do it. It looks like they had pretty much all their starters have subbed out for their next beater line.
Now they're sitting with only 1 point defender, though.
Minnesota with once again a high press. Oh, what a block!
I think what's interesting though is how.
Let's see it.
Yeah.
Minnesota's chasers know how to get to. They know how to get to a ball that's on the ground.
Those beaters are disrupting.
Oh my goodness!
Boy.
Michigan State can hit. So physical, and a misstep here. Looks like a little bit of miscommunication, and the Minnesota chaser that was in the box is back. It definitely looks like Minnesota have athleticism. Was that? Oh man,
it was a missed shot.
But it looks like Minnesota's trying to go for athleticism over Michigan State, who's going for a little bit more strategy.
Yeah. However, I don't know how well it's been working for them to this point.
Yeah.
Because what it seems like is Michigan State is asking their beater to make that exchange while leaving the defensive chasers up there.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I mean, Michigan State's chasers have done a good job, but they haven't been able to really clear those chasers yet.
Yeah, not yet.
Pass over, but not quite to her.
Oh, pass. Let's see it. Great. Ooh. And he's not looking for the pass, though, is the main thing that I'm seeing. He had a chaser wide open on the other side of the hoops, and instead is celebrating getting tackled illegally, you know, when he could have made that pass and just gotten the goal there and potentially kept himself out of a dangerous situation. Great goal. Good pass. Great goal.
Just a fundamental score by number 21.
Number 21 with goal and number, man, it's hard to see.
Yeah. Sometimes it's a little bit harder to see the jersey numbers based on where they're facing.
It was a good assist, though.
Definitely.
See, Michigan State, I'm loving the way they pass the ball around. See, it seems they know how to draw people out.
Mm-hmm.
Another block by number 7. What a... Oh, I thought I could have sworn it went in, but I guess not. But it was great ball movement is what it was. And a good beater tackle by... Oof, I had him a second.
Oh, and a miss. Oh.
Bryce Tweddle. Great physicality in the beater game, too. Man. Tweddle is a monster out here on the pitch, commanding the field.
Oh,
little
ball out.
Way too much of a after ball out tackle.
Definitely.
I mean, you can still see the good sportsmanship. He apologized immediately, and then they shook hands, pat each other on the back. It will be a card, but I'm glad to see there's no bad blood out there.
Definitely.
Just because it did seem to genuinely be an accident.
Sometimes you just can't control your momentum.
Yeah, that's Nathan Clementi going in the box for Michigan State. And it looks like he really knows how to move the ball when he's on offense, and he can also make a tackle. Michigan State's defense is doing so good right now. Honestly, the blocks, it seems they're always in the right spot in order to make that block. A stiff arm and a good attempt at a tackle.
Minnesota with none right now and an errored shot.
Yeah, I think it was really high, and that player had to jump up and then make a really quick pass.
Just a little bit rushed. But honestly, I think
42, that is Markland.
Yeah, I believe that they just rushed that a little bit. I think it could have, that whole play could have been a little bit slower and just make sure you come away with points one way or another.
Oh, that was an unfortunate bounce off of the hoop, and it looks like Michigan State's chaser right there, number 18. Gwen Pratt. They honestly have just been making a lot of defensive stops, getting the ball, picking it up, and that is also the player that took that big hit earlier.
Ooh, but their captain keeper is back in the game, Ethan Wanis.
I've been enjoying seeing him play, and I think that even when he did sub him, their chasers they were still passing around and being physical, which I think is, oh, what a goal. That was beautiful by number 9, Jackson Massey. That was absolutely a beautiful goal.
Definitely.
Jumped up through the defense, made that shot from a couple feet out.
And Michigan State taking the lead once again.
Looks like Minnesota's new line is a lot more about passing.
Which is a good thing.
And once again, a great tackle by Ethan Watt. I'm a big fan of this guy already, and this is the first game I've seen him play. Mm-hmm. No way. I thought he was about to just make another tackle there. Hey, can we just talk about Michigan State's defense? They are crazy.
They are flying around.
They're covering every single player, it seems. This zone is working out so well for them. The way that the chasers play with the beaters is really working out well for them. But then you look down at Minnesota's side, and it looks like they're taking a long time to get set up. And it honestly seems like they're a little bit scared of Michigan State's beater, who's down there alone with only one bludger, or one dodgeball.
I think the thing that is interesting, though, is just how long it's taking them to set up for their defense even.
Great shot attempt, didn't go through, but I think that's the thing. I want to see less shot attempts out here right now,
yes,
just because
definitely.
they're not necessarily working.
Oh, great.
Yeah, the dodgeball went way off pitch. Number 69 for Michigan State, that's Jack Myers. He went for it, but it was just so far off pitch. Ref had to run and get it, and so he had to. They didn't have that dodgeball on defense. Is what I'm trying to say here.
Jonah Furman, though, great drive and dunk opportunity. That was one of the first times we've seen someone get through that Michigan State attack on defense. Oh, and a great lob. Number 33 with the catch and score for Michigan State. That's Connor Warren.
Connor Warren.
Just great positioning in the perfect spot. If you get a good pass and a good catch, 9 times out of 10, it's a good goal.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. That's like fundamental stuff, you know what I mean? And I think that when you could get that through all of these defenders, because there is a lot. There's a lot of people you got to get the ball through. When you can make that through all those defenders, and then your teammate makes that catch, and they also make Minnesota's players not necessarily watching where the Michigan State's beaters are. And can we just talk about how Jack Myers has chased every dodgeball off this pitch so far? He's a trooper for that. He's running after every single one.
At 8 in the morning.
Unfortunate. Oh. Looks like Mizzou's getting ready over here on our right, warming up.
Yep. Brandeis doing the same.
Ethan Wanis is really commanding their offense, and I think that he is such a presence on the field where he definitely set the tone early on in the game for his players. And I think that him making all those hits early on really convinced a lot of his players that they should be making those hits too. And I'm loving to see it. Great goal.
Number 24.
Not on our commentary sheet, it looks like.
Unfortunate.
But I saw a name on his jersey. We'll try and see it. But number 24, great goal from behind. Michigan State did a great job getting that offense all set up, get the passes around, and he went for the goal.
I think what's really going to work for this team is they have to really, I think for both teams as well, they really have to attack the backside of the hoops. I think we've seen a very front side, just like this right here, but a great
physicality. Number 24 with the cleanup, got it right back to his keeper, Ethan Wanis.
Nah, that play was broken up by none other than our favorite, Jack Myers.
Jack Myers. I was about to say, it looks like he finally met his match. Somebody caught his ball, and
then he got one right back.
Oh, what a beautiful goal by Ethan. You could tell they're in their stride now. They're just playing their game. They're not even. It doesn't even look like they're trying to learn Minnesota anymore. I think that's what it was before. They were going slow to make sure they could kind of figure out Minnesota's game plan, right? And that is how you start in game one at a tournament of this caliber.
Oh, yeah.
And I think they figured it out. It looks like they're.
I think everyone was just trying to wake up still, you know. They still got their morning legs under them. Now, both teams are a little bit looser now, I think, and they're ready to go. Some of the starters from Minnesota coming back into play.
At number 11, Minnesota, he's been that's Jonah Furman. I've liked seeing him, the way he's moving the ball around. It looks like he trusts every single one of his teammates. He's making that pass, letting them touch the ball a little bit and choose what they're going to do. A block by...
I think that's just a little bit too long of a shot.
Yeah. It was blocked by Ethan Wanis, and it honestly almost seemed like he had a fast break opportunity, but...
Oh, and a great tackle, but potentially a foul on the play.
It looks like there is a foul, according to AR. But I think that our head ref was watching it, and he would have called that if... I don't know. I think maybe you know what it was? It was ball out because that beater had thrown their dodgeball. And then I think the tackle continued a little bit too long. Minnesota beaters were really right there pressing at the keeper line, though. They were not scared to go all the way up there and just make themselves known, make their presence seen.
All right, so Michigan State's not going to have a beater for potentially 1 minute, which could prove to be costly.
Jack Myers is in the box. But I think we've seen so far that Michigan State's beaters can make stuff happen.
Definitely.
I think that
it's just a little bit harder when you only have one.
Yeah, I think out of all the people on the pitch right now, if Minnesota had a fast break, these are the two hardest people to get through. The ones right in front. That's Ethan Wanis and beater.
Literally any person with the dodgeball in their hand.
Yeah, we'll wait to see the number 85.
85.
Roni Interlikia. That's Roni Interlikia. and they go. They also didn't let their beaters, Minnesota's beaters, just get up there and get past them. It looks like
Ethan Wanis going to the box.
Mr. Ethan Wanis is going to the box. Didn't catch what was happening because we're trying to catch that player number. We're warming up too. This is game one. We're trying to figure out how our groove is going to go for this.
Yeah, Jonah Furman with the ball.
And a great physicality. It's beautiful.
Ooh.
Beautiful physicality, and number 24.
The keeper in the midst of that. Oh.
Minnesota picked it up and kept going.
I'm confused there. I don't know why the Michigan State keeper would let go of the ball.
I think it has to be because their usual keeper, Ethan Wanis, he's in the box right now.
Yeah.
And so you have a player that usually plays chaser is keeping right now.
And then it looks like they subbed in a traditional keeper.
Yes.
Oh, that's like the wide away.
The ball movement.
See, I think Michigan State's playing a lot smarter up top now. They're using their beaters to get around the chasers first, and then taking care of the beaters. Because one negative about playing defense that high up is that if you get beat out, you have to run all the way back to your hoops, which is 20 to 30 yards.
It's annoying.
It's annoying, and it takes a little while.
Yeah, and you're right, especially at half pitch. It is about 20 to 30 yards. You can see Michigan State has a really high he's going almost all the way to their keeper zone. What a press. Oh, and a great dodge by number 58 on Minnesota. That's James Williams.
Yeah.
And James looks like he's one of the more physical players for Minnesota as well. And beat. Interesting.
And
there's a beater behind him. Let's see if he hits it.
And
he misses that beat.
One.
Great passing. Oh, I really wanted to see the Wanis cut there and just catch that and get that goal. Both off broom back there.
But I believe the shove caused the Michigan State player to go off broom.
That, I want to be honest, that's a rule that I really don't like.
I don't either.
It's why only one
I
hand?
think the call might be the off broom though.
No, so our ref did say it was for the two-hand shove, but it seems like it's just a rule left over from the one-arm days of this sport.
Yeah.
And honestly, there's nothing more dangerous about two arms than one arm. Just
more
pushing
force,
someone
I guess.
back.
Oh,
great passing leads to a goal by number 42, Marklin, which I believe is another captain. Their asterisk is on here as well.
I believe that's what it's.
That's what I would assume it means, right? But that means that they have 3 captains and Minnesota has 1. So I don't know.
Either way.
Yeah. Marklin, if you're not the captain, we're sorry, but great goal there.
You play like the captain.
Beautiful movement by Michigan State to get that goal.
Ooh.
Minnesota the Chasers are taking their time here, and I think that's what I want to see. I feel so bad for number 24. Man, is it number 24? I lost the name. No. Oh, number 58, James Williams.
Yeah.
It looks like he's been tackled after letting go of the ball so many times, and a great hit by him getting Michigan State back for that.
That should have been a beat call right there.
Yeah, it really should, because it bounced. Yeah, it would have been, but
oh well.
Unfortunate. And an interception. More physicality, I guess. I think there was just too much stuff going on in that play that looked like it was a little tiny bit illegal, and it got to the point where our ref could not.
Maybe. It looks like a broom. A broom might have broken. Look, I believe that one is a little bit bent. The one that's being carried off the field. Alrighty. After that whole debacle, Minnesota coming back with it.
They're getting physical. It's getting a little scrappy out here. I like it. I mean, that's what got me into the sport, tackling people. I think that it being a full contact sport is just such a fun.
Great breakup of the play by number 30 back there.
Yes.
Sarah Silkinson.
I think there's a lot of teams out that you would think have they either have strong beaters or they have strong chasers, right? There's a lot of teams like that. But it honestly seems like neither of these teams are in that position.
I think both teams have both positions locked down.
Yeah. Michigan State, just Jack Myers is out here commanding the field. along with every other beater, it honestly seems like Jack and his partners work so well. I can't see their numbers, but a lot of them are doing really, really good too. I'm sorry, it's hard to see these numbers from way over here.
Yes.
Just because they're when they're on defense, we can't really see, and then when they're on offense, they're moving really fast.
But I think for the most part, it's interesting because Michigan State has gone from that high press and being aggressive, and now they're sinking back to playing a keeper 22.
Jay Hartnett
or a trees
just broke up that play. Beater for Michigan State. They were on that pass so fast. They literally, ball got passed, turn around, run out their beat. And I think that's what Michigan State's really just doing a great job of. Michigan State
Minnesota taking a beater sub on defense. I guess it
that's
worked out
interesting. Ooh, physicality. Some beater physicality in the game.
Yeah.
I don't know what the stoppage is about. Maybe it's that beater.
Why?
Was that 20 minutes?
Are they calling a timeout? I don't know why a timeout would be allowed right there.
Yeah, well, number 31, Talitha Anderson just really came in and tackled Jay Hartnett, who looked like they wanted to just keep standing and not let that hit really startle them, but they Minnesota's beater just finished that tackle and got.
Oh, I believe that is 20 minutes. Maybe there was a loss of possession.
Yeah, it must have been. Right.
But what I would say, though, is I think that sometimes the best defense you can do as a beater is just not letting the other beater throw the ball.
Yeah, get him out of the play. And that's exactly what it looked like happened. It looked like Talitha just really got Jay in a good position where Jay couldn't necessarily do anything. And so, I think that's what you have to do right there. Not let their beaters go into your defense and clear out chasers, and so you can get that stop, which it looks like it worked. So
definitely.
But yeah, we're at 20 minutes, so I guess we're just gonna have this stoppage here, and it looks like we're still kind of getting the live stream set up a little bit, trying to figure it out. Like we said, everyone's warming up out here, not just the players. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but we do hope that to anyone watching that there's safe travels all around.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Everyone's been able to get in all right, and
I've seen a lot of teams here and recognize most of their players, and it does look like a lot of them are just. A lot of people got here safely, and let's just hope we don't hear any stories later.
Yeah, the hard thing though is just, of course, the immediate turnaround, because what we got. Just on our experience, we got to drive in here for about
2 hours.
Yeah, from Texas, and we it was definitely not the shortest drive I've ever had.
Yep. I will say it did not feel like 32 hours to me. It was a lot of fun, that ride. Go to Utah last year, it was shorter, but by like 6 hours, but for some I don't know why it felt like it was longer. Maybe it's because we had more stops this year.
It could be, but I don't know. I think it's just the camaraderie. That's what makes these road trips more worth it and more fun.
Yeah, I think it's the lack of like no one in my van complained, even though I was kind of worried. Because that's human nature, right? You're in a car for 32 hours.
And you get cranky a little bit.
Yeah, and nobody in my car was. And honestly, love it. Love my team.
Might have been those muscle relaxers, too.
Oh, yeah. I did take muscle relaxers. I slept like a baby because of them.
That's what makes it go fast. Anyways, it looks like a few Minnesota players returning to their spots.
I do kind of feel bad for that Minnesota beater, Talitha. She went out there and made that hit, and then the stoppage came immediately, and so her and Jay Hartnett from Michigan State were just laying on the ground there. I don't know who's going to get the ball.
Probably, I would assume Michigan State will get the ball back.
Yeah, I think Michigan State got the dodgeball back. Jay and I are both rocking pink socks right now.
right, getting back into it. We're about to hit the seeker floor here. It looks like both teams are pulling out from their keeper line to go out there and seek. It looks like we have, I believe that's Ethan Wanis, and then, of course, Jonah Furman.
The two best ball carriers on both sides,
definitely,
in my opinion, are out of the game. But I think that they aren't losing anything for their teams because most of their teams can
recover for that. But
I actually recognize this Snitch from last year playing. He's a pretty physical player for I don't know what's called as West Virginia.
It might be. Yeah, I believe that's West Virginia, but I believe that's Virginia United this year.
Is it? Yeah.
Or it might be.
Melnick, he can move. I saw him play in Florida last year, at University of Florida.
But I think what's going to be interesting, though, too, is yes, they're both losing a key player on offense, but they're also losing a key player on defense. So
You're
maybe
right, yeah.
that's going to make it easier for these teams to drive and score, but it could also make it a lot harder for them because they don't have their facility. Oh!
What a beat.
What a catch!
Oh, wow.
Ethan Wanis instantly.
Immediate catch, it looks like. Let's see if it's good. That was.
It just
so
looked
what happened there, Ashton? Walk us through it.
It was just the initial attempt. Ethan Wanis was able to get in there first, reached around. It looks like he just pulled it right off.
Think so.
But, I mean,
we'll see if it's good.
Utilizing those long arms.
Yeah, I mean, there is a pretty big size difference, and I think that he used that to his advantage, which
definitely
is something you have to do, right? A couple players coming over to try congratulate Ethan. Catch is good.
There it goes. So much for you know, these two players being out of their
I guess
their
you're
lines.
Right. We're gonna get them right back in the game. It looks like, and we're gonna finish this game out with some good physical quad ball.
I think one of the hardest things about this game is coming back after the other team is pulled.
Oh yeah, the momentum shift. Well, and I think Michigan, in my opinion, had the momentum anyways. I think that Minnesota came out trying to set a statement at the start of the game, and Michigan came out and did that.
Yeah, I think Michigan State knew that they were the top dogs in this division, as some might say, so that they had a throne to uphold.
Yeah, I mean, Ethan Wanis, I think, as the leader on the field, he really set the precedent that we're going to be hitting people. Great ball movement by Michigan State, just making sure. Oh, wow. Imagine the alley-oop right there.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit high of a pass, but that would have been so beautiful. I think, though, Michigan's kind of getting a little greedy here. Oh, and a great block and a turtle.
I believe Minnesota kind of rushed that a little bit. They had
Yeah.
dodgeball control, but both dodgeballs were behind half pitch.
Yeah, and it was weird because it actually seemed like Michigan – I was about to say Michigan seems to be the ones rushing their defense, but it seemed like they just knew Minnesota was rushing and they took advantage of that. So kind of have to eat my words there a little bit.
I do like, though, that I do like the utilization of having Markland back there behind hoops. They're running this somewhat of a diamond where they have three on top and then they have one player behind. Just look at the positioning right there, too. No beaters in the play. That should be an easy dump off to Markland and the score, but they're not seeing it. There it is. Great shot.
Beautiful shot.
Nathan Clementi.
I also want to put some hype on number 18. That is Gwen Pratt. It looks like they could ball carry, right?
Yes.
But being an off-ball chaser that can also ball carry is so hard. And it looks like they're doing just a phenomenal job being in the right position for their teammates to get it to them.
Definitely.
And that's what I like to see, right? Along with being very physical on defense and also just basically wrangling every ball that
and
hits
a great
the ground.
snipe. Maybe not quite a snipe, but a long-range beat. And Michigan State utilizing no beaters on defense. Pass over and a good hit.
Yeah, good hit.
Wow. That's the second time today that we've seen Michigan State with a no dodgeball opportunity and not come away with points.
I think Minnesota's really thriving in that. Just being physical. And not even just being physical, but applying pressure so Michigan State feels like they have to make these passes that they're making that aren't really getting to a good spot. Ethan Wanis back in the game at keeper.
I think sometimes they're just looking to make some highlights.
And a block by Ethan Wanis. You can just see him moving around the – yep. Ball's out. Goes to Michigan State. But you can see I was watching him during that whole play. You could just see him knowing exactly which hoop to try and cover.
All right, Michigan State, I believe they are two goals away. I believe the set score is going to be 130. So they just need to put that ball in the hoop 2 more times. Ooh, and a beater exchange, I believe, was all clear though. Ethan Wanis with a drive
and a pass.
Wow.
I wanted to see a poster, but I think the pass was a
right
little
play.
bit more warranted. Number 33, that's actually my jersey number.
Connor Warren. Great play there all around.
That was amazing positioning by every player. The beaters, the chasers, Ethan Wanis himself.
And then it looks like Michigan State is goal to go. So in a situation like this, as a captain, do you think that this is the time where you put in some of your, players that don't get to play a whole lot? Or is this where you just say, hey, let's just end the game right now?
I think that if I'm Michigan State, it's the first game of the day, and I pretty much have it won. I think I do give my players that maybe aren't going to get later on in the day. I think the immediate thought is you got to set that precedent right. You have to just set the tone for the day. But I think they have, and so you get some of your players that haven't maybe touched the field as much and you let them play a little bit.
And I think too, you have to look at a team like Michigan State who has the clear expectations of coming out here and beating every team in their division. So maybe they just realize that they just want to set the tone, get their point differential up a little bit, and just end the game.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Out-hustled. Michigan State is just out-hustled. Gets to Connor
Warren, just a missed shot.
I mean, he got pressed right there.
Yeah, Ethan
Once
Wanis.
again, and let's see if this is a fast break opportunity for number 45, Minnesota.
No dodgeballs. And
beautiful. That's Jack Selner. That was a beautiful fast break, and then he saw the pressure from Michigan State. It did not phase him. He shot the ball through, and he got back on defense.
He's been hustling all game. He's really been working. Like, I do have admiration for Minnesota's top point chasers because they play very, very high, with or without beaters with them.
Yep.
And they're just kind of chasing Ethan Wanis and Michigan State's chasers all around the pitch.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
I don't know how good of math you are, but it's a lot harder to cover 3 people with 2.
It definitely is. It's gonna be Michigan State. Okay.
I believe it was.
Looks like a
Minnesota ball.
Misunderstanding of rules. That's definitely not a rule anymore, where the keeper hits it out and it goes back to them. I've been seeing that in a lot of tournaments lately. The rule is supposed to be it goes off the keeper, and even so it used to be where if it goes off the keeper, it goes out of bounds, the keeper gets it back.
Yes.
That's not the case anymore. But looks like a little misunderstanding right there.
I don't think it'll. It's not a game-changing.
Yeah, it's not going to necessarily.
Ooh, and a great break up there.
I think I want to see that Minnesota chaser. I want to see her pass the ball faster, I think. That's Emily Storm. I think she's been in good spots, and I would assume that she's usually in a position where she can pick up the ball and she gets to move it around a little bit more before there's a beater on her. Well, Michigan State's beaters are just automatic at getting
Minnesota with no dodgeballs. This could be it for Michigan State. Ethan Wanis looking to cap
and Connor Warren
wrap up the game.